good, YouTube? This is an update deck profile to my July Ignister deck 2020. So it's a 40 card main deck, 15 card side, and 15 card extra deck. Sorry about the pause. So I made a few cuts to it. I got a few other cards. One thing I am gonna say right now, this build is strictly for going second, as you guys will see when I go through it with you guys. So just let me know in the comment section below what you guys think of the deck profile, what you guys think of the deck. If you guys have anything that I can add to it to make it better, just let me know. Right now I am going to try and get a third Imperm, a third Evenly, and 3 Phantasmes. I want to put those into this deck, or we'll try to make the space. I feel like I can cut a couple cards, but other than that, let's get into the deck profile. So we're gonna do the main deck first. First you have 3 Achichis. They search all your Ignister monsters, and when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to pop one of your Ignister monsters. Pretty much the pop is the combo with the Fire Phoenix Ignister, but I don't think anybody ever does that. I know I've never used it. It just recurs and recurs and recurs. Next we run 3 Picari. We run 3 Picari because Picari searches your field spells and your spells. Also, for the combo, we need his change one Ignister monster to a level 4. You use that to XYZ into the Light Dragon. And then we play Double Doyen. He is your I want to say Gravekeeper Stealth almost. He can get an Ignister monster back from the graveyard, and when he goes to the graveyard for the summon of a Link, well, if he goes to the graveyard as Link material, he can get an Ignister spell or trap, an Ignister spell or trap, which is also very good. I see a lot of builds playing 2 Bururus. I opted out to play 1 because you just pretty much search it. I'll go on why I play 1, because I have figured out a little bit of a combo in the deck. Next, for extender wise, we play Doshin, and Doshin gets us our Super Poly Ignister Fusion, which is also a pretty good card. And then 1 Gachiri. Gachiri is also a extender target, and when it goes to the graveyard, I can make 1 monster I control unaffected by card effects, which is actually very, very good in this deck. Then we play 2 Lady Debugs. She searches pretty much the whole entire deck other than your hand traps. I play 2 Balancer Lords. So like if you have Lady Debug up and you have an Ignister in hand, you're gonna search off the Ignister. You're gonna search off the Lady Debug after you summon it with the Balancer Lord, and then that's an instant Cyber's Wicked for you to summon your. If you have a Island in your hand, you can instantly summon your Ignister monster and go off. So for hand traps, we play 3 Ash Blossoms. I have Imperms in the main. We'll get to those when we get to the traps. 3 Ukas. The reason why I play Uka is because it's actually a setup in the deck, and also it just kills Needle Fiber. And then 1 Barrier Statue of the Turret for those Needle Fiber plays. I want to say it's about 21 monsters. So this card and this card, pretty much this card and this card, these 2 cards, or pretty much this card in general, he sets you up because after you Needle Fiber, you can make the Charmer. Then you can play an Ignister monster, and then with the Charmer, you can use the Charmer to get their Needle Fiber, and after you get their Needle Fiber, you can link into your Dark Paladin and that's the setup that I was talking about. That's really good. It just saves you a lot of utility. It just saves you a lot of cards, to be honest with you, because it's a real it's almost like a glass cannon of a combo, like pendulums, but it's more straightforward. You're just link climbing, and with Uka and being able to go straight into Dark Paladin, it just saves you a lot of time. So let's get into the spells. For the spells, we got 3 Call by the Graves, to hit those hand traps. You don't want to get ashed. 3 Dark Ruler No Mores. The Dark Ruler No Mores is if they have something, is just, we're going second. So you want to play Dark Ruler. I had played 3 Signet Minings. The reason why I play 3 is because I want to see my monsters. I want to search my monsters. I'd rather search my monsters than playing the brick. This card is a brick in this deck, and I can't believe it's a brick. We played 2 of the field spells. Instead of playing 3 field spells, I rather played this, because this can just search a monster that can get the field spell, which is good. The deck is actually really consistent. One terraforming to get, that's your 3rd field spell pretty much. 1 reborn. It's a reborn, but it's a quick play reborn, which is good. And then AI Love Fusion. Love Fusion is a super poly if they control a link monster. So pretty much, if you go into the Uka play and you have this in hand, well, you're likely not to draw it. But if you have this in hand, you could just instantly, they'll have their needle fiber on the field before you attack into it or do anything to it. If they didn't link with it and they just left it on the field, you could just instantly, or if they just have a link monster on the field, you could just use this and tear apart their board. Then for the traps are pretty short. We just play 4. 2 impermanences. I like imperm. To be honest with you, I feel like every deck should run impermanence. Like, impermanence is just way too good of a card, and I've realized the last time I was at locals, impermanence literally probably won me every single game, even though I was just playing for fun and I only saw impermanence a couple times. But I can tell you for a fact, when I saw impermanence, it won me that game, because I'm impermanencing a needle fiber if I don't have Uka, or if I don't have Ash Blossom or anything else. Impermanence is just the card. Impermanence is the man. And then the last card we have is Evenly Matched. I have Evenly Matched in for the going second matchup. If they have that big old board and they want to commit to their board, just evenly match them, pick their board off. Just leave that 1 monster on the field. Go for your Dark Paladin. After you go for your Dark Paladin, OTK them. But you can't OTK them. You can't. Yeah, that's right. You only activate this in the. I always forget that. You can only activate this from your hand if you go into the battle phase. At the end of the battle phase, pretty much. So pretty much you can't kill him, but it stops their board, and pretty much with your combo, you can just play. You can make like Dragon and literally pick off the board. This deck is like the Unchained deck, but instead I want to say it's more of a link base to it, because you can pick off boards, and it's weird, but at the same time it's really fun because you can literally OTK them with just 1 card. Okay, so for the extra deck, I want to make a few changes in this extra deck. I do want to put an Abyss Dweller in, just because Abyss Dweller is just good for everything. We got 2 Lingerebos, stops traps, 1 Cyber's Wicked for your combo, Splash Mage to go into your Dark Paladin early, Iria the Water Charmer for your Uka plays, Proglio. Proglio is really good because you can steal stuff from their graveyard if you get over their cards. Like, if you get over their boss monsters, their big link monsters, you could just take it and then it's on your field. 1 Transcode Talker. I played 2 Dark Paladins just in case they get rid of the first one. I can make a second one and go off. I played 1 Firewall. Dark Fluid. The reason why I play Dark Fluid is because it's a Boros sword on crack almost. The Arrival Cyber Signister. This card is actually the MVP of the deck. I want to say this is the actual boss monster of the deck. He's unaffected. He's pretty much your masterpiece. He's unaffected by card effects, and so pretty much when he's out there, you can't touch him. He's gains 1,000 for every single ignister or material you use to make him. It's just he's just big and beefy, and he just sits there on board. And if they can't get over him, if they can't get over something that's like 4,000 or 6,000, they just lose. Then we play 2 Wind Pegasus. Wind Pegasus bounce things. They're pretty good. Light Dragon. Oh, and Wind Pegasus pops their traps and spells to the number of Ignister monsters you control, and Light Dragon protects them. Light Dragon protects them, and it can detach to pop monsters up to the Ignister. The Ignisters you control, if I'm correct. I'm pretty sure that's yeah, literally. Then we play 1 Earth Golem of at Ignister, and what he does is he's pretty much an honest almost, but you take no damage. He's just to get over big beefy monsters. Pretty good. He's probably the best thing in the deck to get over big beefy monsters, other than Firewall and your Ignister. So pretty much the goal of the deck is to go second, poop out the rival Ignister or the Firewall. You can make Firewall unaffected by card effects with Gachiri's effect, and if you just poop out these 2 cards, there's pretty much game if they can't do nothing. If they're going second, you could just beat them down. If they can't get, like I said, if they can't get over these 2 cards, then the game's pretty much over. Then for the side deck, so I put evenly in the main deck, and I decided to put a playset of Ghost Ogres, some more hand traps for the new Numeron card that came out in Battles of Legends Armageddon. Yeah, Ghost Ogre just poops on that, pretty much. Then we play 3 DD Crows, also good hand trap, poops on a lot of stuff. 3 Lancias, another good hand trap. Right now, I don't think Lancia sees a lot of play. I was thinking about cutting Lancia and finding something else to put in, but right now I don't know, because I ended up putting the Evenlies in the main deck to ensure this going second game. Then I put 1 Dino Wrestler Prankatops. To be honest with you, I was thinking about cutting him out too. I know he's a 1-of right now, but I never play it. I never see it. Triple Twin Twisters. Twin Twisters are great. Twin Twisters are good. They're always good. 1 Red Reboot, so you can kill them. And 1 Imperial Order. If you go up against Pendulums or something, it's Imperial Order. Imperial Order's always been good. Actually, to be honest with you, Imperial Order, I don't know why, it just always comes clutch, and this card just gravitates to me always on turn 1. I just always have it. I don't know why. Almost all the time, whenever I play and draw my turn 2, draw my 5 cards, boom, Imperial Order's in my hand. So I always keep that with me. But let me know what you guys think about the deck profile. Leave a comment in the section below. Subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. I'm going to put up a deck profile of my Unchained deck, and it's more, I want to say, it's more control than this deck. This deck is kind of like a control deck, not really like a control deck. This is like I'm gonna break your board and then kill you because you left your board open. The Unchained is like, because you left the Unchained is way probably more control than this deck. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think. Thanks, and have a nice weekend.